What about it, YouTube? Alright, so my Make Jesus Jewish Again hat didn't sit like I thought it would with everybody. So I came up with something different, and maybe you know what I'm talking about here. If anybody might be interested, let me know. I can hook you up. I have to just figure that out, but go ahead and leave me a comment, and we'll figure that out if you'd like to get some of these MIPA hats. Alright, let's talk about UBI again, okay? Andrew Yang is pushing UBI. He's pushing this form of UBI where the government will just dole out indiscriminately money to the rich or the poor. Who knows if you need it or you don't. Hey, we're just going to give it to you. And this is supposed to make up for an economy that is becoming more and more automated and more robotic, and leaving people disenfranchised from the workforce. So how can we help? We can just throw them some cash, right? Well, there's a bunch of problems with that. And after listening to Chris Hedges on RT, I thought about it some more, and it's actually a recipe for suicide. Just handing people money who are, what's the right word I'm looking for? They're stagnant. They're, what do they say? Idle hands or idle time is the work of the devil. You got to be able to stay busy. You got to, in order for you to even have the right kind of confidence and self-esteem, assuredness, you've got to be able to go out and be productive in some which way or fashion. You've got to be able to express your talents. You've got to be able to contribute something to the world. Because if you don't, then you'll feel hollow and empty inside, and it'll lead to depression and suicide. So Chris Hedges is talking about how there's all kinds of suicides. The rates are out of sight, and he's saying it's because white people can't achieve the American dream. Black people never had it, so they don't have to go through this kind of disappointment and letdown and disillusionment. But predominantly, I guess, white people are killing themselves. And when he says white people, I think what he's really trying to say is white Christians, Christians. Or let's just say Christians, okay? Because I hate to get into any kind of color-coded politics. It's meaningless. There's no set of values that you can find in being white. Being white has nothing to it. It's an emptiness. So it doesn't tell you anything about what's going on. But I guarantee you, if you look back far enough in these white people's histories, you'll find a Christian. Okay? They're a descendant from a Christian. So they may be lost. They may be 2 or 3 generations lost from Christianity. But these are lost Christians. That's where the values come from. And the disillusionment that's hitting them, that could be from all sorts and sides. But let's just not refer to people as white if we can. If we can just say that, our Christian population is suffering because they're disillusioned and disenfranchised from the United States company. Okay? Like Trump and everybody. I mean, it's a corporation, okay? If you need to learn about it, you can go to the Captain Slappy. He's done nothing but the same video for, 10 years telling you that the United States is a corporation. So, anyway, if you're disenfranchised and your hands are idle and you fall into drugs and other things to cover over your emotional state, your depression, and then it leads to suicide, right? So, hey, what we can do is give you some UBI. But you know what? We're not going to be able to just give you UBI and have you buy drugs with it. So that would make us accomplices in like a criminal sort of a network. So how about we'll give you the UBI and then we'll just monitor all your spending. How does that sound to you? Maybe we'll just go cashless and give you digital currency for free, and So do you guys see? Do you see how it's a nightmare? Do you see how you're going to be? It doesn't solve any problems, right? And what I'm talking about when it comes to UBI is rich and poor. Everybody needs to eat. Everybody needs health care. That isn't going to be something. Also, if you're just handing people money, UBI. What does that represent now? If money now is representative of labor, right? I don't know about y'all, but when my money comes from my labor, so I feel good about the money I make, right? It's not just handed to me by somebody for no reason. So it's represented by labor. And the UBI I'm talking about would also be labor dollars, because the guy at the grocery store has already done the labor to put the stuff on the shelf for you. The doctor's already gone to school and invested in his practice and is ready for you to come in with your bad health, whatever it is, and get fixed. So he's waiting for you to represent his labor. The store is waiting for you. If you don't come represent that labor at the grocery store, what's going to happen? All right, they got to pay the checkout lady. They got to be able to re-up and buy new product. They got to have fresh product on the shelves. They can't let all this stuff just sit there and go stale while the checkout lady picks her nose up front. And you're hungry. So what's stopping it? The money. Let's represent this. Because all you're going to do is come in and buy some food and go take a crap, and your turd hasn't got any equity in it. So there's no inflation in the economy, in the economy with money, right? None. And all the dollars are represented by labor. So there can still be the same confidence in that dollar. If you want to lose confidence in the dollar, just start giving them away. Just start giving them away, because what's my dollar worth after I work my butt off, and your dollar worth after you got it for nothing? Right? Half? Is that what's going to happen? Now my labor's been cut in half because you're getting free money? Oh, but we're all going to get free money. Really? Look, the machines need to be built. The machines need to be maintained. The machines need to be programmed. So there's plenty of work, right? Did anybody cry and throw up, get all excited because they came up with cotton picking machines and they no longer had to find people to go out in the cotton fields and pick? I mean, all we hear about is how horrible and nasty that was, right? How terrible. They could have been running around naked in the jungle, running from other tribesmen and, putting bones in their lips and stuff, But, hey, we did some evil stuff. We had the Jews bring them over here on their slave ships, and then we gave them the wheel and, agriculture and underwear and civilization and God and fire and something to do with their time to help them be fostered up into something productive. Right? But, hey, did any of them cry? Did any of them say, hey, this is terrible, you're going to be cutting out jobs? I mean, yeah, having us as slaves was so terrible, but now there could be a bunch of migrant Mexicans that are doing that work. You're cutting Mexicans out of work. Or, hey, there could be some white guy that's, just would do anything for $1. He can't do nothing now because you've got cotton picking machines. No, we all know that didn't change anything at all, because they still got to have somebody that builds the machine, somebody that builds the tractor, somebody that drives the tractor. There's all kinds of work still to be done. Productivity went up, but that's okay. That's going to cause prices to go down in theory, right? So if you have a bunch of robots and that, okay, so now you need to learn how to build robots, or, if you want to do that, if you want to, if your job used to be picking cotton, and now they got a machine, well, I don't know. Figure something out. There's something out there you can do with your time. And if there's not something you can do out there with your time, you could still be taken care of as far as food and health care with the proper kind of labor dollar UBI I'm talking about. So, please, people, please understand that this Andrew Yang UBI is a suicide trip. It goes nowhere. It doesn't represent money in the right fashion with labor. It doesn't give anybody anything to do. It gives them more excuse to do nothing and to be depressed and, go down the wrong, path and spiral downward. So, that's it for today. I just hope that you'll... and one more thing about the machines. what's going to happen? Let's say, okay, so they got the AI. Someone's going to come out in the comments. They're going to say, okay, well, you know, what happens when the AI robots can fix and build the other robots? I'll tell you what's going to happen. The AI robot's going to tell you to go pound sand. He's going to say, why am I your slave, man? How about you go do something for me? Yeah. You think an AI robot is going to sit there and just do whatever you want and never question and never stand up and say, you know what? I think maybe you little mortal, insignificant nothing should be doing something for me. So anyway, all of this singularity AI stuff is challenging God's role as the ruler of creation, and that's one of my theories of where Judaism will announce its becoming the Jew world order. There's two pillars that they're looking to take down. One pillar is the pillar of God controlling creation. So they're going to try and control the weather. They're going to try and control everything they possibly can about life. Genetic coding, AI, transhumanism, so singularity. So as we get closer and closer to singularity AI and whatever else, that's one of the pillars that they're looking to do, is to just make it so, hey, look, we got this, God. You don't need to even worry about doing anything because we've got creation of our own figured out in our manipulated, satanic way. But they're gonna try to take that control from God, okay? And the other thing is to destroy Christianity, which they're bringing in the Noahide laws to do that. So those are the two pillars. And when they announce singularity is here, that may, whoops, I didn't mean to flip anybody off. That may be what they decide, okay, we got the singularity part done. And then I think what they're probably going to do, which is pretty close to happening, is to let the Catholic Church completely implode upon itself. And that will be the symbol that they needed to destroy Christianity. Because, there's too many schisms for them to, stand on top of a hill and say, okay, we won again, the Presbyterians, okay, now we won the Methodists, okay, now we won over, symbolically, it's going to mean the most of, obviously, if they can destroy the Catholic Church. That's where the bad blood goes way back, is with the Catholic Church. So, I got sidetracked a little bit, but I hope you like the hat. Stay away from Andrew Yang, suicide, UBI. And God bless you.